Where does design begin? It's a good question. And design almost always begins with budget. What's it going to cost? Now, of course, this is often determined by banks. So many people will go to a bank and say, well, how much can I spend on getting this just right? Now, for a developer, that's a little bit different again because it's about your exit. But for you, where are you going to spend that money to make the most and get the best features for your house? Finding your budget for the build all begins with the block of land you want to build on. So designing the right house comes down to how we break down the budget that you have. And a lot of people make the mistake, understandably, of going, okay, I've got $1.5 million to spend on a house. How many square meters can I put on it? But there's a little step before that where you need to reverse engineer that budget. Let's say your block, like this beautiful house here, has 4.5 meters of fall on it. Now we have to think of how much money needs to go into those site works, into retaining walls, into trying to crop that block to make it work. Do you want a swimming pool like the one down the road? I know I do, my kids sure love it. What about other features and bits and pieces you need? Landscaping, fences. They all need to be thought about actually before you get to the amount of money you have for your build. And it's a common mistake that people make. And at the end of it, they end up having to fork out more out of their own pocket with budget disappointments at the end of that process. When we talk about the build on square meters, we have to realize not all square meters are actually created equal. And what I mean by that is the room I'm sitting in now is a living room, a rumpus room. We've got carpet beneath us, a roof above us. There's not a lot else in this room. So this is a fairly cheap square meter. But if I move into a bathroom or into a kitchen and I have cabinetry and tiles and waterproofing, appliances, taps, fittings, stoneware, these things cost a lot of extra money. So our square meter rate might go from $1,500 in this room to $4,500 in that room. So when we're in that design process, we need to think about what spaces we want to be larger and what the cost impact is going to be on our budget. An alfresco area, by all means, make it as large as you like. That's a cheap square meter area that really contributes to your living space and the way you live in it with your family every day. A large bathroom doesn't always correspond to extra value for your family. So it's something we're going to need to think about through that design process. As a developer doing the designs for your new house, we're really focused on what that exit is going to be. And what I mean by that is how much you're going to get for that house when it's finished. As an owner-occupier, when you're going to move in and love it with your family, it's not really the same issue. You just make it the way you want to have it and enjoy it. But for those developers, we've got to think about what's going to achieve that best exit price and how do we go about adding the right features. So we're often looking at comparable sales. What did this sell for down the street? What did that sell for over there? And what features did they have? Did they have a fireplace? Did they have a spa pool? Did they have a sauna? I'm putting a steam room in my new display, a bit of fun. These extra features cost money, but they also add great value. So we're always looking at the concept of value perception versus what it really costs. And we don't actually need to pack it full of every feature. A great saying by our sales guy, Bob, is that you can have anything you like, just not everything.